everybody, how you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Lauren. I'm Tracy.
I'm Gavin.
Hi, Kat. I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Grandpa. And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
There it goes.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. Callie and I are on our way to work. We got a little bit of a later start this morning because someone didn't want to wake up, but that's okay. Sometimes we need our rest. I think Callie's gonna be excited. I don't know if it's gonna snow, but I see flurries coming down. Callie, guess what? It's starting to snow. Yeah, it's snowing.
Mommy.
Do you like the snow?
I need the snow.
I wanted to get Callie put inside because it is relatively chilly today. I didn't know that we were supposed to get flurries this morning, but that's okay. It made Callie's morning just seeing those few flurries come down. As I mentioned, I got a little slower start this morning. It looks like Matthew has already got the farm market all set up. Not only set up, but it looks like he's filled up all the inventory. So that's good, something we don't need to worry about. It was nice to see that so many people enjoyed our yearly review. That video took a long time to make. We had to go through over 40 hours of footage, and we had to edit through over 6 hours of footage. So it was a lot of editing, and it was a lot of work, but I think everybody enjoyed it, so that makes me happy. Those year-end videos take a lot of time, but there's so much that goes on throughout the year, kind of makes sense. So video is a little longer than normal, but I liked it. Morning, I'm Grandpa. Grandpa seems to be in a good mood. Since we don't have to worry about the farm market, I'm gonna be moving down around back. I hear Dad moving around with the skid steer loader. When we looked out the back window, we saw that there was no cattle up here, so we're like, I better bed up now. We were trying to get as much bed up as possible before all the cattle shown up. And well, they heard the skid steer loader running, so they're coming home. Cattle don't get too much in the way when you're trying to bed up. It's just a lot easier when they're not here, obviously. You don't have to worry about watching them get out. Now I've got to be a little more observant of what's going on around me. I guess that's what happens when you use sawdust for bedding up. Sometimes you got wood in it. No! I just dropped you guys in some major mud. Oh no. Yeah, you guys look okay now. I had to take it all apart and spray it off with some water. It was pretty muddy. All the cattle have now got their grain. I saw Daniel show up with the quad and some bales of straw. So he is most likely over with the chickens working on bedding them up and probably filling the nests up. Oh, that's what we love in the morning, a squeaky wheelbarrow. It looks like Daniel wanted to get eggs collected first before he started adding straw to the nests. Makes sense because it's kind of hard to get straw in there when there's a whole bunch of eggs. I think it's plain to see that all the chickens are really excited about their new bedding this morning. Not only is it gonna help keep all the eggs clean, It's gonna keep everything warmer, and it's gonna give the chickens something to do. Now, when it comes to bedding, you've seen us already use sawdust for the cattle this morning, and now we're adding straw to the chickens. We do use sawdust for the chickens when they're a lot younger, but now that they're laying eggs and a little bit older, we like to use the straw. We think it's just more beneficial for the chickens. Now with the cattle, the sawdust works wonders. We don't really want to go away from the sawdust for the cattle because we use so much bedding. Now with the straw, that acts as an income for us also. So that's one of the big reasons why we don't want to use too much bedding. It's more cost effective for us to use sawdust as opposed to the straw that we could sell. Now with the small square bales that we had baled this past year, we did 3 different types. We did oat straw, rye straw, and wheat straw. Now going back and forth between the different types of straws, I don't know which ones the chickens prefer the most, but I will say that the oat straw and the wheat straw seem to be ones that they kind of favor. Not that the rye straw is not good, it's just we harvested that before there was any grain coming to head, so the chickens don't have anything to really look for in the straw. Not that it stops them. If you put rye straw in there, they're scratching all over the place. They're looking to find anything they can, whether it's bugs, types of grain, you know, whatever they can find. The reason why we do rye straw is because we plant rye as a cover crop, and then when we come through in spring and bale it, oh, it just works out great. Now the oats that we use for our cattle and the wheat that we sell, those 2 types of straw, you will occasionally find grain in the bales. Although you don't like to see it, it does happen. So I think when we put those 2 types of straw into the chicken pens, they know there's a difference and they start to really look. Now today we added wheat straw. It's kind of hard to explain the difference just by looking at it. Once you really start separating the bale, that's when you can see. You can usually tell by the stalk that is inside the bale, and also you'll find some threshed heads of grain. But yeah, this wheat straw works out great for us. And as you can see this morning, the chickens aren't wasting any time looking through it all. Not only do they have straw to look through, but we also dumped in grain this morning, so they are busy. I don't think so, stay in there. Trying to escape while I'm talking. I am starting to see a few more flurries coming down out here. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Good morning, everybody. Woo-hoo. It's nice and comfy in here. Even though that front little door is open, it is not cold at all, and there is no wind. We got a calf at the front who's already got their breakfast this morning, and they are letting it known that they want some more. But here in the back, we had just added a few calves as of recent. The dairy farmer called us and said, hey, come on over, we got new babies. And these calves have looked absolutely beautiful. We're happy to see it. We're just so pleased with the animals that we've got here on the farm. Everybody's doing so good, and they're staying healthy, which is the most important thing. If we can keep them all staying healthy, I'll be a happy man. What, little baby? You already had breakfast. What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, it looks like it's potato time. So we've got a big order of potatoes that we're working on right here. Not only are we doing a lot of 50s, but we also need 10-pound bags for the farm market and for ourselves. The issue with bagging 10-pounders right now, though, is we need more than just for ourselves because we also have an order for 10-pounders, which we're getting together. It takes a lot of potatoes to get all these orders filled, but that's okay because we've got the potatoes to do it. Dad, I hate to tell you, but your one calf is still hungry. He said you didn't feed him breakfast. I was talking to him this morning.
He doesn't know what I know.
Oh, okay. One of the most profound grandpa statements I've heard in a while.
We're gonna get hit by the snowstorm now. We're getting 4 to 8 inches.
48 inches? 48 inches?
4 to 8.
Oh, okay. Are you ready for the snowstorm?
Bring it on!
Is this one of your grandpa stories, or is it actually gonna snow?
No, it's actually gonna snow.
You have a feeling?
No, Snedeker told me.
Oh, the weatherman told him. So we've been talking a little bit. The boys are getting ready to go on vacation. This is normally the time of the year when the whole family goes on vacation. But I'm not going this year. It's not safe for Lauren to be traveling. Daniel, that's enough talking from you. So since it's not safe for Lauren and I to be traveling, we are gonna be staying home. You know, not going on vacation with everybody. Ugh, unbelievable. But yeah, I'm gonna be here taking care of the animals, taking care of the farm while everybody's gone. Dad's excited. He likes going away. You know, he's a vacation guy. Tell everybody, what do you like to do on vacation?
Worry about what's going on at home and nothing.
So he's a little more comfortable knowing that one of his boys is staying home watching the animals because it's a lot easier for him to check on things. He can just call us instead of worrying about having to call anybody else. So for the big order for the wholesaler, we need 25 bags of 50s. We've already got 6, 12, 18, so one more stack with a bag on top. And then we'll have our largest order for the wholesaler all done. I think we have some other 50s ordered, so we'll have to bag up a few more after that. But it's nice to know that we're moving through it pretty quick. We've got a little visitor, a little princess in a princess dress. How are you doing?
I want to look in the castle.
You want to go look at the cows? What do you see out there?
It's snowing outside.
It is snowing outside. Do you see the cows? What sound does a cow make?
Moo!
Moo! How do you think Mommy's feeling this morning?
You feel good.
She's feel good? She feels good? Hey, Callie, I have a present for you. Here's a present for you.
No thanks.
No? You don't want a potato? Hey, Pop Pop, look who came down to see what we were up to. Morning, Callie.
Are you happy? Happy?
Yeah. We're going to look at the cows. Say good morning, cows.
Good morning, cows. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
No, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Holy cow, look at these big potatoes. There's more big ones.
Are those the biggest potatoes you've ever seen?
Oh, I raised the 3 biggest potatoes you ever seen.
I don't even look like a potato. I kind of look like a potato.
Daniel's yet.
So I just thought it would be important to note when you're buying a 50-pound bag of potatoes, it's important to look at the serving size. So let's see here. 1 serving of potatoes, 110 calories, but look at all that fiber, 2 grams. I guess it's not that great. But potatoes are one of the most satiating foods, and there is a lot of servings in one of these bags. That's why, as Matthew would say, this is a staple. There's vitamins in here, that's good. A little bit of fiber. It's only gonna get up to 30. Ooh. My battery died, so I came up here in the farm market. Tracy, what are you working on today?
Cleaning the shelves.
Is that a lot of work, or is it not that bad?
It's not that bad. There's just a lot to do.
We've still got some flurries coming down out here, and we were talking about the weather, and none of us knew it was gonna kind of snow this morning, which I don't know if you'd call this snow, but we haven't seen much of it yet this year, so I think we're all just excited. After we got finished with bagging, Daniel and Dad got started right away on washing potatoes. That's a big potato. We're starting to be a little more picky with the potatoes that we're washing. Since they've been in the storage area for a longer period of time, some of them are starting to go back, not looking as good, so we're trying to pull those out as we're washing. Just gonna add to a better product for the customer, and we can use those potatoes, and the cattle will love them too. This is what we finished off with, a full bin of potatoes. Our hopper is also almost empty, so we're gonna have to get that filled back up before we start bagging again. Or I should say before we wash and then bag. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit more out here. Dad has a few bad potatoes that we're gonna dump into the bucket of the skid steer loader, and then we're gonna bring everything over for the cattle. Because of all the rain this year, it's caused a lot of the potatoes to get large and push the others out of the soil. So we have quite a few potatoes that were green, or some ones that were just unable to use because of other reasons. All those potatoes, either 1, go to us and we eat them as a family, or 2, they go to the cattle. And what's nice is when you save up a big stockpile of potatoes like what we've got today, then we can feed them quite a few. Watch these cattle just come over. Look at them. Now As I mentioned, these potatoes have been saved from over a few days. You don't usually get this many from washing just 1 or 2 bins. So it may seem like a lot, but in the grand scheme, it's not too much. Keep the food on your plate. Feels like it's starting to get colder out here today. So it's been a good morning. We got all of those potatoes bagged. We've got another bin over here filled up and ready to go. And I think that makes everybody happy. I know I'm happy. I know the cattle are happy. They're making it obvious. They are going to Chow Town. So I had just ran up top to check on Callie. I just wanted to make sure everything was good with her. I know she's fine with the girls, but you know, I just like to check on her. While I was gone, Dad and Daniel were down here working on some measurements. We've got some building plans here that we're getting ready to get started on with. We've got our lumber right here that we had just purchased, and now we've been doing some measurements and moving things around. And some of you may be saying, well, what are you building new? Well, it's not technically new. We're just taking the cover that we have on top of the cattle and just making it better. Trying to limit all the water sitting around here. We've done a better job with getting some new fill in here, but we want to do better. So we're not completely replacing what we have, we're just updating it. Hey, stop licking the camera. Why you always gotta lick the camera? You would not want to be licking that camera if you saw where it fell today. Yep, we're good.
Get it up there, might have to help you somehow.
There's a snail right there on the side of that board.
A snail? Oh, a nail. I'm like, a snail?
Well, it's gonna probably fall.
We're brainstorming, trying to make sure we're making the right decisions with our height. It is starting to snow a little bit more here. I can see it snowing pretty heavily on that mountain over there. The mountain is disappearing. Like once we look a little further, like the mountain comes to a certain point, like right here, and then it's just gone. So I don't know if that's coming this way. Looks like it's heading that way. Well, I can't be too sure though. We weren't even expecting snow today.
You might have to only go to here and then build a different section.
There's a lot of building going on over here.
I can see that.
Yeah. How was the horses this morning?
They were pretty good. They listened and I did some work and they weren't bothersome.
Oh, that's nice. You love it when your horses listen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we love it when our cattle listen. Dana wanted to get down. Can you believe that? Come on.
I was scared up there.
We're stopping for now. The snow's picking up, starting to get colder out here. We had to do some more thinking. The number one thing was getting that first post set in line. So now we can work off that post, make sure everything is square. So we'll be good to go now that we got that in place. I wasn't expecting it to be snowing like this. Nobody was. Not that it's a problem to work in, but with the snow coming, the temperature just dropped. So I'm thinking whatever cold air that we were gonna get later in the week is arriving a little early, and it may be dipping lower than we thought. The part of Pennsylvania we live in is pretty interesting. The weather can change pretty quickly around here. Now that's not to say that can't happen with other places, but we have this air mass that comes out of the south and it comes right up through the northeast. Then we also have an air mass up above us that swirls and then comes from, I guess it would be kind of the southwest. So we have these two air masses that collide, and sometimes the cold front overpowers the warm front, and sometimes the warm front overpowers the cold front. Sometimes it's colder, sometimes it's warmer, but I guess that's kind of the way it is with everything. And we are projected to get a huge cold front just come in and sit down on top of us from the north, and that's going to bring a lot of snow, which the end of the week, yeah, it's gonna be snowing. We just made it up in for lunch. Looks like Grammy has got sandwiches here for us today. So we got a nice looking spread. Check this out. That is the beginning stages of apple butter. Callie's getting a little tired, so I wanted to bring her home for her nap. Lauren though, she's feeling good. Feeling good, just can't do too much. We got no energy, but
I get very tired.
that's okay. The belly, it is growing.
It's growing.
Oh my word, she is bigger than when she had Callie, so that's That's kind of incredible. But it's okay. We got to take care of her. We got to make sure she stays healthy and calm and relaxed. Doctor's instructions, calm and relaxed. Once I got home, not too much changed. I ended up hanging around here a little bit. I had to go pick up some things for Lauren. So, you know, I was just running around. We have got potato soup right here on the stove. Woohoo! It smells really, really good. And got some noodles right there. Callie is over here eating her dinner. Mama and I, we're getting ready on finishing up our dinner. So yeah, we're getting ready to eat potato soup. So that means this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.